Well, hi guys and gals, it's me, George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man, and I've got a quickie update for you on Goofy's Garage. And as you can see right off the bat, the first thing you notice is the lift is all cleared off. Yep. And the other thing I got done today is I emptied that bin and took all the drawers out of it, and it was stored in the other shed, and I brought it over and set it up here. That took a little bit of doing, and then look at back there. I built another bench, and I went right back into the corner, so we have a two-sided bench here. Come on, focus, girl. And we brought the lathe over. It's not set up yet, but it's over here, and it'll be ready to be set up. And one of the things I've got to do before I put it back together is I was having a problem with the this thing here. It's called a half nut, I believe, that locks the carriage onto this screw to make it automatically move, and it was not working right. I couldn't see anything wrong with the one on it, but I bought another one. That was a few months ago now. And yeah, we brought this toolbox over because this has all of our lathe materials and parts and all that good stuff. And we got that box moved over. That's just junk stuff. I'm not sure where different things are going to be set up yet. As you can see, this is still pretty much just a catch-all, as is that bench over there. As we go, I'm trying to fix it in my mind how things are going to be done. I have to get into some of these bins so I can find my hooks and so forth for the pegboard, so I can know what's going to go where on the pegboard. And now that I'm thinking about it, there probably ain't going to be much on that pegboard, because if something should fall off, it would catch the belt, you know, or could catch the belt. That's another thing. I've got to buy a new belt, because to get this apart, and I was in a hurry when I was packing it, I just cut it. And so that means I've got to take these pieces here apart and slide this out so that I can get this belt to come back in through here, don't you know. So yeah, that'll be a little bit of a project getting that set up. But that's okay. And I have a rolling cart that goes in here that I have my big 8-inch, is it 8-inch or 10-inch, I'm not sure, grinder wire wheel set up. And that'll be sliding in there. So I'm not sure exactly how things are going to get placed across here and what we're going to put on the wall for shelves. And we'll probably be extending this shelf further back. And just because of the logistics of the things, the way things are working out, I'm probably going to end up putting my window, which is right there. I bought that out of the bargain barn at our local lumberyard here. I think I paid $5 for it, or 10. Insulated glass. Anyway, I'm thinking I'm going to put it right there, and that'll give me a nice view out across the back, especially once we get our view cleared off, you know what I mean. Come cooler weather, my brother-in-law is going to come down with his chainsaw, and he's going to help me. We're going to take out that tree right there, not this one, that one there, and then we're going to go right down the hill, because this pretty much drops off down to the back end of my property. And I'm going to clear that down, because if I get that cleared down, then I can see beyond and see the beautiful views of the rolling hills. So yeah, so that's what I've been up to today. I'm pretty happy with what we get accomplished. This, I've rearranged things in my mind here. I'm thinking that I'm going to take my sandblasting cabinet, and that's going to go out in the other room on its own bench. And I think I'm going to put my big toolbox right there, and it weighs quite a bit, so I'm going to add some extra support across the floor joist down underneath there to support all. This thing here probably weighs pretty good too, because it's all a lot of nuts and bolts and stuff. So I'll keep my heavier stuff over there where I can easily support it and get at it from underneath. And somebody asked me what I was going to be doing around the bottom of these walls to seal it off to keep out the varmints, and that is a concern around here for sure. And of course my floor joists start down at the dirt back here, but by the time they get to the back of the shop here, we have a pretty good space down underneath here. Let's see if I can drop you down in here so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, see that? It's a pretty good sized space, and it goes all the way through to the back. So what I'm planning on doing is this back lean-to roof is coming off, and some of the tin I'm going to reuse because I'm going to make another small lean-to on the back of the shop, which would be, if we're standing here, it would be right on the other side of that wall. This would be the opening. And so this roof will all be coming down, this whole lean-to, and as you can see, it's in pretty bad shape. So what I'm going to do is take some of this tin and I'm going to cut it. I think they're like 2-foot wide sheets, and I'm going to cut them probably 18 inches tall. I don't think I'm that far off the ground anywhere. And I will stand them up and nail them all the way along the bottom, along here, and then across the back of the shed as well. The other side of the shed is pretty much taken care of, and I got a mess out here to clean up. This is all going to get cleaned up, taken out of the way, but I may end up cutting the bottom all the way across here, because right now all of these boards go down into the dirt, and you see what's happened to some of them already, and they're kind of rotted. So I'm thinking I will probably cut them up closer to where our floor joists are, and I'll put steel all the way across there too. So that'll tie it all in, cover it in, and we'll make it pretty nice across the front here. We will do the same thing, but we'll make it fit really, really nice and trim it off so it looks good. Because I still have to put my corner board on here, although it may be a dividing board, not a corner board after all, because I'm contemplating carrying my wall over a couple of bays, like to about here. Let me back up a little bit more here. A couple of rafter bays. I have sealed the roof over to the first bay over in this open area, but I'm thinking I may close it in over to the second area, and that would give more protection on this wide open side to whatever tools I would have in here, like my air compressor. And as I had mentioned about the sandblaster, I'm thinking about putting the sandblaster right here in this corner actually, and it'll be close by, and I will have a vacuum cleaner hooked up to it. So we'll see how that all works out. Of course, in the process of doing all this stuff, I have a rafter up here that needs to be replaced. They got one thing bolted into it. It's all rotted on the end, which is why they did it. And this beam going across here is rotted, and that's why they get that piece bolted in part way across. That's the back lean-to part is all coming off. So I'll probably put up another beam on this side of that one, and once I have it up in place and have this one bad rafter sistered in there, I can't take it out. Well, I suppose I could take it out, but I'm not going to try to. I'm just going to put another one right in beside it all the way down, and that'll take care of that. And then eventually I will probably close the back of this part of the shop off too. And who knows, Someday I might even put a wood floor in this section. But that's not happening anytime soon. There's lots of other stuff to be done around here besides building sheds, and I could be busy here doing that. My wife is wanting me to build a chicken coop, which is probably going to go over there in that corner of the backyard somewhere near the trailer. Thinking probably right about back in there. Yep, she wants to have a few chickens, and that's fine. It's one of the things we wanted, living in the country. So that's where we're at today, folks, and thank you for coming along. I hope I haven't been too boring. I don't make huge progress, but I get as much done in a day as an old man can, and temperatures haven't been too bad, although you can see today it looks like it's about 91 here in the shop at 4:30 in the afternoon, and see what it says outside. It's usually a little bit cooler out here. Yeah, see, it's less than 90 here. It's about 88 out here according to that, so that's okay. And I've been pricing some stuff for insulating, and I found that I can buy a 4x8 sheet of 1-inch foam insulation with foil on one side of it for about $8 a sheet at our local lumberyard, and that's pretty cheap. So what I'm planning on doing at the moment is the front section, because I have plenty of ceiling height in here. I'm planning on just running that right across this way and just screwing it up to the bottoms of the rafters. In the back, because I'm a little bit shy on headroom, and I'll show you what I mean. Whoa, don't get too scary. Don't get too scared. Now, you can see over the top of my head, and I'm standing. If I stand on my toes, I can hit my head. So, 3/4 of an inch, I'd be scraping my head, and we don't want to do that. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'll rip down those sheets, and I will put them in these bays in between the rafters. And we'll put the foil side up, we'll have the white side down, and I am also going to be ordering, Lord willing, this week, and both of these things I'm planning on ordering this week, because my AdSense account has enough in it now that I can get a check from them, and you have to get at least $100. This isn't any money-making scheme for me, for sure, but it helps with things like this. It takes me about 2 months to get enough money to get a check, and so I'll get enough, I think, to get the insulation panels, and I have priced some 4-foot LED lights that are fairly low profile, and I think I can get a 6-pack for like, what did I say, they were 60 or 70 bucks for a 6-pack. That's pretty good. I could get a lot of light in here, and especially with the white ceilings, it'll make it much better in here for lighting. Right now, the only lighting we have, and it looks better on the camera to me than it actually is. Camera lightens it up some, but let me see what happens if I shut the lights off. Yeah, that's more like what it looks like with the lights on for me. Well, right now I have one light here in the front part. I have a light there over pointing back there, and I have another light there. So essentially we have 3 lights in here at the moment. So if we had six 4-footers, and I'm thinking that I would do 3, maybe 4 across the back and 2 out front. I don't know, maybe it'd be 3 and 3. We'll see. We'll see. So I like to have lots of light where I'm working. And I can always use these lights over the bench for spot work. And I do have a couple of lights like the one back there, the two back there, you know, they're on swing arms and stuff that I like to use those. So I'll have one of them over here near my vise, so when I'm welding and working I can get really good light there. And then we can do the same on this bench back here. And well, actually I have another light up in there, I forgot about that one. But anyway, we'll make sure we get enough, and worst comes to worst, we can just wait a couple of months and get a couple more lights. The neat thing about these lights that I'm hoping to get is that you can string them out, I think up to 10 on a link, and they just plug into one another, and you just keep on piggybacking them. They run in series, and LEDs draw a whole lot less amperage than even fluorescent lights do, and of course they run cool, not like incandescent bulbs. This here is a LED, and it's warm, but it's not hot. I can grab a hold of it. See, all of these lights I have out here now are LEDs, with the exception of this one here. This is a fluorescent light, and it's warmer than any of the lights, and it doesn't throw as much light as the others. So I've been babbling on enough. We're getting there. I didn't get my door done, and I had just started thinking about framing it up, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to get this cleaned off. I need a nice flat surface to build on, and it's easy for me to build standing up than down on my knees. And this is just the right width. This last piece of door is going to be 24 inches wide, so I can build it on here and then take it, stand up, and hang it on the hinges. So, but the last couple of 2x4s that I have out there on my pile are pretty twisted, so we ain't going to use those for a door. I got to have them nice and straight. So until next time, this is George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man, saying thanks for watching, for commenting, and for subscribing. And we've had a few new subscribers recently, and unfortunately there's no way for me to send personal messages anymore through YouTube. If somebody has videos, I usually go and post on their video to let them know and thank them for subscribing to me, and usually if it's appropriate content, I will subscribe back. So thanks again. I hope you're having a good day where you are. I'm ready to go in. Bye for now.